Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could strum through Everybody's Got Somebody But Me by Hunter Hayes. And we're going to talk about some easy fingerstyle options too. But it starts out with this really cool intro lick, and we're going to end up capoing this on 5th fret to kind of match the recording. But you could start out 3rd on the high E string, 3rd on the B string, and then you could go back to the B string on the 1st fret, and you could work kind of a hammer-on to the 3rd fret. So I'm kind of playing 1st finger and putting my 3rd finger down to kind of get the sound to carry. And then we could take that same idea from 3rd fret to 5th fret on the B string. So you got 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 5. And then we almost kind of start that over with the 3 on the high E, 3 on the B string. But then we go to the B string and do a pull off to the open B string. So you kind of play the 1st fret and let your finger kind of fall off the string to get the open sound. And then we go back to 1st fret on the B. And then we go 3rd on the high E string, 3rd on the B. And then we do our hammer-on lick from 1 to 3 and then 3, 5. And then at the end we go open G to lead into 2nd fret on the G string. And then 1st fret on the B, 2nd on the G. And then we do a pull-off on the B string from 3rd fret to 1st fret, kind of on the B string, kind of playing 3rd finger and let my finger fall off the string. And then we go 2nd on the G, and then 1st fret on the B string twice. So all together you're going G, D, C, D, D, E, and then G, D, C, B, C, G, D, and then C, D, D, E, G, A, C, A, D, C, A, C, C. It's kind of that opening lick. And if you're really adventurous, you could throw in some bass notes to back that up. Kind of doing a low E on the 1st fret is kind of the F note to back up that G note. 3rd fret on the low E string for the B string on the 3rd, and then you can play 3rd fret on the A string for that 1 to 3 hammer on, and the 3, 5 hammer on. And then you can kind of start that over again with 1 and 3, 3 and 3, and then the open A for the B string pull off, and then the 1st fret on the B, and then 1st fret on the low E for the 3, and then 3s together, and then 3, 3 and 1, 3, and 3s together for 5, and then G, F with the A note, C, A, and then G for the D, C, A, and then you can even kind of throw in an extra bass on the C at the end. So that might be kind of a really cool way to kind of intro the tune, is to kind of go to those opening licks, you know, kind of working that through the tune. And actually a lot of the song you could actually kind of keep that lick going if you're kind of digging that. And I'm doing that hybrid picking, you know, so I'm kind of working my pick for my basses and then kind of using my fingers for the other notes of the lick. So you want to kind of play around with that. Now the chords that would back that up would start on an F major chord. We'll talk about a really easy way to play that. But if you know the bar F major, you do your 1st finger across the entire 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major bar chord, and it sounds really happy. A good substitute for that if you're just starting out is something called F major 7. The way you play F major 7, 1st finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds like F major 7 chord, and it sounds really happy. And then from the F, we're going to be going to a G major chord. When we play G major, 1st finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, the 3rd finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. And then from the G, we're going to be going to a C major chord. When we play C major, 1st finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. And then from the C, we go back to the F, and then a G, but then we go to an A minor chord. When we play A minor, 1st finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really sad. And then from the A minor, we go back to kind of the F, G, C, and then at the end, we go back to F, G, C. So that's our intro, but it's also kind of our verse progression. And a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the F and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird weird part about applying that to our intro and our verse progression is that a lot of the F and G's have. so we kind of work the F as kind of a down, down, up, G with a down, down, up, and then C with our whole pattern with down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down, C, down. So we kind of be working it through that. And sometimes we end up with some extra C's at the end. But then we'll basically be repeating that until we get to our chorus part. On our chorus, we start on the A minor, and then we do another A minor, and then we go back to C, and another C, then we go back to A minor, but then we go to an F minor chord. And if you know the bar F major, the way you play F minor is you lift off the second finger, which is a dangerous finger to lift. So now you got first finger across the entire first fret, third finger on the A string third, pinky on the D string third, and that sounds an F minor chord, and it sounds very, very sad. Now you could also use an F minor 7 where you kind of lift off the pinky too, if you kind of dig on that. Or a good substitute for that, if you don't want to borrow quite as many strings, is something called D half diminished 7, or D minor 7 with a flat 5, where you take the first finger and do just the top 3 strings and kind of strum from the D string to the high E string. So you might want to use that for that change too. If doing the full bar is kind of a difficult thing for you, you can make it a little bit smaller chord. So we tried our strum pattern through the chorus. We'd have A minor down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, F minor. It's kind of just a hit at the end of the chorus. Now the weird part is to play along with Hunter Hayes, instead of starting on an F major chord, he's actually starting on a B flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo and put it on 5th fret, and now if you're playing your F, it's really a B flat major, your G major is really a C major chord, your C major is really an F major chord, and the A minor is really a D minor chord. So we could kick it off actually with that intro, like if you were kind of digging on that, that would be a really cool way to kind of let everybody know, oh my gosh, it's Everybody's Got Somebody But Me, and I love this song, and then you know, kind of, oh my gosh, I hope this guy does a great job covering it, because I love this song. So you might want to think about using that for your intro, or you could just strum through that, and then you have F with a down, down, G down, down, C down, down, up, down, F down, down, G down, down, A minor, F down, down, G down, down, C down, down, up, down, F down, down, G down, down, C down, down, up, down, and then from there, we'll be going into our first verse. So we'd have our F, G, C, down, down, up, down, F down, down, G down, down, A minor, F down, down, G down, down, C down, down, up, down, F down, down, G down, down, big C, and then we kind of pick it up back on the F, G, C. And so if we try our chorus with our strum pattern, we have A minor down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, C down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, F minor. It's kind of that hit at the end. And then from there, we'd be going into our next verse. Now, one other thing I would think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, you're doing a bass for that chord. So on the F major 7, you can do the D for your bass. If you're doing the F bar, you do the low E string for your bass. On the G, you'd have the low E string for your bass, down, up, down, G with the bass, down, up, down. Then on the C, you'd have the A string for your bass. A bass, down, up, down. Then on the A minor, you'd have the A string for your bass. So bass, down, up, down, up. So we tried that next verse with bass notes. The weird part is how we're halving the F and G. So you could word that as kind of a bass, down, up on that part. So we tried it that way. We'd have F with the bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, C with an A bass, down, up, down, F with the bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, A minor with an A bass, down, up, down, F with the bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, C with an A bass, a solo that kind of parallels that second part of the verse. We got the F, G, C, F, G, A minor, F the bass, down, G, low, bass, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, F with the bass, down, G, low, bass, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, and we have that waiting C again before we go into our next chorus. And so if we tried that with through our chorus, we'd have A minor with an A bass down, up, down, A minor with an A bass down, up, down, C with an A bass down, up, down, C with an A bass down, up, down, A minor with an A bass down, up, down, A minor with an A bass down, up, down, F minor is kind of that hit. And then from there, then we'd be going back into our verse. Now, one other thing I would think about adding to the song, though, is trying it as a fingerstyle. And I think this could work out really cool to kind of use your thumb as your bass player, and you can kind of take your fingers and line them up on the index, middle, and ring finger kind of on the G, the B, and the E string. So it's almost like you're assigning strings to fingers. So index finger goes to the G string, middle finger on the B, ring finger on the high E string, and then you can kind of work, the idea is kind of bass fingers, and then you could kind of do a slap. And for our halving parts, that by itself works really well. So kind of bass chord, but you're really thinking bass fingers, bass fingers. Now what you could also do is where for the halving part, just that one thing works really well. And then when we go into kind of our full measure, you might want to kind of do that twice, and it can be kind of cool to kind of try and swing that bass fingers chord, slap bass fingers. Kind of work that way. So if we try that next verse with that idea, you'd have kind of F, G, C, F, G, A minor, and you could even kind of fill in little chord licks in between by using some of the fingers, which could be kind of a cool thing to work that way. Might be a cool idea even to kind of mix it up. So sometimes you do bass, pick a chord, or you could even do all together as kind of an idea too, like thumbing fingers together sometimes. That way you could kind of mix it up. And then from there, we'd be going into our bridge part. And our bridge kind of halves the F and the G, but then we get a psych out to an A minor chord. And then we kind of have almost like a real big kind of F, and then a G, and you might, especially if you're digging on the fingers, you can do all together kind of thumb finger roll kind of idea. You know, so I'm kind of starting from the bass and going bass, index, middle ring. But I'm kind of thinking index, middle ring, kind of almost all together. Almost as if the index finger was going and the other fingers were just kind of following is what I'm kind of thinking on that. So on that bridge part, you got kind of that F, G, A minor, or you can do this with strums. And then F, G, and then a big C. And then we pick it back up on our verse part as kind of our outro through the song. And you maybe want to take that intro lick and then try that finger styles. Actually, that can feel really good using the thumb for the bass notes through that lick. And then kind of use it in your fingers for the other notes of the lick. So it might be kind of cool to kind of experiment with that. And it kind of gives you some notes actually you know are going to sound good with this song too. If you wanted to kind of solo over it, you could even use those notes. C major scale that we're thinking, but we're really in F major. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Everybody's Got Somebody But Me by Hunter Hayes. So good luck!